This was, after all, really his father's card, wrong name or not. The automated voice told Judd he could begin using the card immediately. It was then that he planned his escape. Judd felt desperate to get away. He wasn't sure what had happened or why, but he was sure his family was the problem. Judd's father owned a business in Chicago and was wealthy. His mother had never had to work outside the home. Judd's little brother and sister, 9-year-old twins Mark and Marcy, were young enough to stay out of his hair. They were okay, he guessed. Mark's and Marcy's rooms were full of trophies from church, the same as Judd's had once been. He had really been into that stuff, memorizing Bible verses, going to camp every summer, all that. But when Judd had gone from the junior high to the senior high youth group at New Hope Village Church in Mount Prospect, Illinois, he seemed to lose interest overnight. He used to invite his friends to church and youth group. Now he was embarrassed to say his parents made him go. Judd felt he had outgrown church. It had been okay when he was a kid, but now nobody wanted to dress like he did, listen to his kind of music, or have a little fun. At school, he hung with kids who got to make their own decisions and do what they wanted to do. That was all he wanted, a little freedom. Even though they could afford it, Judd's parents refused to buy him his own car. How many other high school juniors still rode the bus to school? When Judd did get to drive one of his parents' cars, one of them told him where he could go, whom he could go with, what he could do, and when he had to be back. If only his parents knew what he was doing when they thought he was just out with the guys, Judd thought. How he hated his curfew, his parents' constant watch over his schoolwork, their criticizing his hair, his clothes, and his friends. Worst of all, he was grounded if he didn't get up for Sunday school and church every Sunday. Just the Sunday before, he had put up such a fuss that his mother had come into his room and sat on his bed. "Don't you love Jesus anymore?" she asked. What a stupid question, Judd thought. He didn't remember ever really loving Jesus. Oh, he had liked all the stories and knew a lot of verses. But loving Jesus, loving God, that was for little kids and old ladies. But what could he say to his mother? "If you want the truth, I only go to church so I can go out on weekends and use the car." That was clearly not what she had wanted to hear. "All right then, just forget it," she said. "I can stay home from church?" "If you don't want to go anywhere for a week." Judd swore under his breath. It was a good thing his mother hadn't heard that. He'd have been grounded for life. In Sunday school, Judd copped an attitude. He wore clothes his parents only barely approved of, and he stayed as far away as possible from the good kids. What losers! They never had any fun. Judd didn't smile, didn't carry a Bible, didn't look at the teacher, didn't say anything. When the teacher asked his opinion of something, he shrugged. He wanted everyone to know he was there only because he had to be. In church, he slouched when his father wasn't looking. He wanted to burrow within himself and just make it through to the end of the service. He didn't sing along. He didn't bow his head during prayer. He didn't shut his eyes. No one had ever said those were rules. Judd was simply trying to be different from everyone else. He was way too cool for this stuff. As usual, Pastor Vernon Billings got off on his kick about what he called the rapture. "Someday," he said, "Jesus will return to take his followers to heaven. Those who have received him will disappear in the time it takes to blink your eye. We will disappear right in front of disbelieving people. Won't that be a great day for us and a horrifying one for them?" The kindly old pastor talked about how important it was for everyone to be sure of his own standing before God and to think and pray about friends and loved ones who might not be ready. Judd's little secret was that he had never really believed any of that. He'd had enough chances. At Vacation Bible School, his friends had prayed.